Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Pandora, or SoundCloud so you can keep up with what's going on in Greensboro city government and beyond. Hosting duties fall on me today, Rodney Dawson, and I'm glad to be here talking about the Greensboro art scene somewhat. You know, it's a robust, strong art scene, and it has been for some time. And in no small part because of the work and efforts of Creative Greensboro. It's one entity making sure that that remains the same in Greensboro. They've introduced the Greensboro Residency for Original Works, or GROW, where local artists can share their talents through teaching, expression, workshops, and more. It can run the gamut. Previous artists have included Jackie Spade and Hassan Pence, Janita Chase, Kiala Rogers, to name a few, and our current GROW artist, LaToya Winslow. Her residency is from now till June the 2nd, and LaToya is joining us on Talk City Greensboro. LaToya, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
It's good to have you. We're in the midst of your residency now, so it ends on June the 2nd. We're going to talk about how people can join and catch up and take part going forward. But first off, I always like to ask people, you know, you're an artist. What made you an artist? Was it something something or someone growing up or in your past, or just an interest of yours? Why are you an artist?
That is interesting. It's one of those things where someone asks why you're an artist and how you became one. And it's been a title that I have been a little reluctant to have, mainly because I'm like, oh, am I an artist? But I think I am. I would say that because I've always had a deep interest in words and wordsmithing. I have a degree in English, and different things have inspired me, a lot of art, film, TV. And so I don't know if it's a one influence, but I would definitely say that, like, being Black and from the South and from a rural area was like a really big influence to spending a lot of time outdoors as a kid, even though I love being in the house. I think there's something to that. And like this being also raised by a young mother in conjunction with her grandparents and my great grandparents, and everything that I think influenced in storytelling and kind of like that, like
Big
kind
Mama
of
and them.
Exactly.
You got that same experience. Where are you from?
I'm from the coast of North Carolina. I'm from Currituck County. It's a rural county on the coast, right there at the water.
Lots of good eating out there, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yes.
Seafood.
Yes. Listen, my mom has secured a box of shrimp for me already.
Okay. When you go home, you got to bring some back now.
Exactly. I'll be selling it by the pound.
That's part of the requirements for Talk City.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's not. Let me stop playing like that. And your type of art is you journal.
I do.
Digital journaling.
Yes.
Explain that a little bit.
So, I guess what goes into that is I design digital journals. So I design the interior and the exterior of journals that are then submitted and for printing via Amazon KDP. So Amazon prints them and sends them directly to your house when you make an order from my Amazon storefront. And so I got into that because I learn a new craft every year. So in the fall of 2021, I was seeing people doing it on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Maybe that's something I could learn how to do. And so I went to Google University and YouTube University, and I really learned how to do it on my own. And so it's a skill set that I've kept up with. So that means I'll use Canva mainly to create digital collage and to make different interiors and everything based on a theme, usually related to something that I'm going through or something that my friends or family is going through or that's what influences me.
All right. Great. Thank you for that. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I used to write a lot and I used to have I had a nice penmanship, but now when I have to write, I even have this, you can see my iPad here, and I use this digital pen to write. And I started to notice when I was using these years ago that my penmanship changed. And because I've been so used to typing, I can't write anymore. It's shaky. So I kind of shy away from it. And I imagine there might be others for whatever reason. They just think there's too much in the writing. So how can we encourage those that, can you share examples of how digital journaling, can benefit us in this walk through life, particularly in today's times?
Yes. You know, what's interesting is that when you think of, there are kind of two different kind of schools for digital journaling, right? There are people who actually journal in the digital sphere. So that means that they're using their phone, they're using email, they're using a program to journal and record their thoughts, either like you're doing with a kind of like a digital pen, having their own script recorded, or they're actually just typing, kind of like a journal that way. What I mean by digital journaling is that folks can create their journal in the digital sphere. So they have a digital copy of the journal. And then that means that they can either use it in the digital realm or they can print it and use it just as you would think a traditional journal is. Okay. So all of my journals are created digitally and then they're turned into that handheld physical copy.
All right. Thanks for clearing that up. And how have you seen people benefit from doing the digital journal?
From journaling overall, it really does give people like a sense of calm, a sense of peace. People are able to use their journaling as a sense for reflection, which is a really important component for me, is the reflective piece. So I've noticed that when I go back and read something that I wrote, years ago, I'm like, oh, I'm a different person than I was then, or I've learned something different from that experience. I operate in a different way because of those experiences, and it's that reflection component that I think is really vital for us in this day and age. A lot is happening. A lot has happened, especially since COVID, which I think we haven't recovered from. We haven't recovered from that collective group trauma of experiencing a pandemic together and everything that led to. And then, these are unprecedented political times also. And I think we all need to a place and a method that we can analyze what we're going through and how it's impacting us.
I tend to ask people questions that I don't send them on paper, so I'm gonna throw one out at you. Yeah. You sparked I remember talking to some students who reflected upon COVID. They were talking about their high school years, and they said, "Well, the years were good except for." Right. So it gave me an idea that the sense that there's maybe some trauma there or some unpleasantness there that should be resolved. And as you talk about reflecting in this process, what do you have in place, or have you come across where you reflect and it brings up a painful experience, and how you can protect the participants or help guide them through that?
Yes. I'll say it's multi-layered. I let people know that the space is a growing space and not necessarily going to be a safe space for them, because that just lets them know, okay, things might be brought up that are triggering, that they're not maybe ready to tackle. So, in the workshop space, I let people know that you can take, breaks for like emotional breaks. You can take bio breaks, as we call them. Like, you can step out whenever you need to. And that I have a list of resources. I haven't had to use that list yet. But if people are like, oh, this is, a sensitive topic, something is kind of coming up. Since I am not a professional for mental health, I give people a list of resources that they can go to if need be. And I let people know that they can take space and time. And I try to kind of help them through that the best I can.
What do we need when we show up as a participant? Are there any books we need to purchase, digital devices we have to bring, register? What do we have to do?
So there is a way to register. In my mind, it's not needed, but if you want to get some of the materials from previous sessions, that's the best way to get those materials. You can go to winslowconsultant.com, and then there is a Grow Residency page on my website. And if you want to kind of sign up, and when you come, you bring yourself. You can bring your smartphone, you can bring your laptop if you would like. But the way I've designed the sessions are for you to take notes, for you to kind of see the process.
Mm-hmm.
And then on those Saturday sessions, which are at 1:00, that's when you would get the information. And then kind of during the week or coming in to open hours on Wednesdays from 5 to 8 is when you can maybe put them into practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So will you or will you not need your own device?
Actually, yes. So you'll need like a smartphone or a laptop, which a lot of people have. But the way that the workshop can go is that you take the learning, and then if you need to, you can go to the library. You can go to other resources that you might have and use their materials too. Understood.
Mm-hmm. We're talking with LaToya Winslow. She's the Grow artist from now until May 2nd.
June 2nd.
I'm sorry, now until June 2nd with Creative Greensboro. Thank you for correcting me on that. What can a person expect in the process? You know, they show up and they want to attend every week. What should they expect to see?
Well, you'll see a really welcoming space. I've kind of set it up so that we're in kind of like a little U shape, and everybody is kind of there. There's lots of inspirational materials. I have some artwork up. I have books from my personal collection for people to kind of look through. I have prompts that people can do, especially on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays is kind of my favorite. It's my secret weapon. It's the art making time. So from 5 to 8 on Wednesdays, you can come in and you can do watercolor. You can do mixed media. You can do art and then take a picture of it using one of the light boxes that I have. And you can actually, I have a drawing pad that you connect to a device, and you can actually draw in a program, like, and have your marks captured digitally. So I have a lot of exciting things that I'm happy for people to play around with.
Now we're filming. We're in mid-May. It's the 13th of May when we're filming. You started last week. Yeah. So for those that are seeing this podcast and saying, I still have time, it's not June 2nd, I want to attend. Do they have to make up? Can they make up for lost time if needed?
Yes, you can go to winslowconsultant.com, go to the Grow Residency page. You can sign up, and then you'll be added to my email list. So I have a weekly email list that I'm sending out the past presentations for the workshop, and gives you a little bit more information too about what the upcoming workshops are going to be about. Actually, in the upcoming weeks, we're going to talk about the recipe. We're going to talk about the open house feel of journaling and everything. So we're going to go into some other aspects that I'm excited about.
All right, I'm going to get you out of here on probably 2 more questions, but this one is vital. This next question is vital. Where do they come?
Yes, they go to the Greensboro Cultural Arts Center. That is at 200 North Davie Street. I'm in the Grow space. So if you go to the front on the building on the 2nd floor, there's this great window-filled, light-filled room to the left.
You see big Grow in
blue.
Exactly. Light blue.
Exactly.
And how can we stay abreast with what you got going on, even beyond the residency?
Great. You can find me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, the TikToks, as I call it, at Maine, MANE, Curl Press. You can actually find me too at my creative consulting website, which is winslowconsultant.com. Those are the best places to reach me.
LaToya, is there anything that I did not ask you that you would like to expound upon or say at this moment?
You know what? I would like to say that I hope people will do something for themselves. I think a lot of times people are always taking care of others, and they kind of put themselves at the bottom of a list. And I want them to put themselves at the top of a list and do something fun or new for themselves.
Well, thank you for caring.
Yeah.
And thank you for being our guest here on Talk City Greensboro.
Thank you.
LaToya Winslow.
Thank you.
She's our grow artist in residency. She will be there until June 2nd. You can go on creativegreensboro.com, or you can go on winslowconsultants.com as well to get more information. We thank you also for being here, and I wish you much success. I know you said you got 12 chairs laid out. You had 11 people last week. Let's go. Let's double that. We can add more chairs, right?
Exactly. There's plenty of chairs in the cultural center.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our listeners and viewers as well for tuning in this week. You can stay tuned in weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Pandora, and don't forget you can download Talk City on SoundCloud. That's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information about the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and Lumos 31. GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov.